It's the end of my internship here with the Haskell company as a BDC intern. And I'm thankful for our department and for the Haskell company for giving me this opportunity to participate in those last 5 months. I am, first of all, I am impressed of the level of care this company gives to its interns. They provided me housing, but not just I thought it was gonna be a random apartment somewhere hidden. They gave me a beautiful, fully furnished apartment in one of the most beautiful places there is in Frisco, Texas, 5 minutes away from their office building. They provided me with every single technology that I needed to be effective in their team. I was expecting them for them to give me a old 2001 ThinkPad, but they really brought up my standards by giving me if you know anything about computers, it's a Core i9, 32 gigs of RAM, touchscreen, heavy HP, quite wonderful. They gave me the three monitors plus the laptop, a headphones. It showed how much they care to invest in their interns. They did not just nonchalantly, here's some old equipment, do your best, we don't care. They truly did their best to give me whatever they need. Their Dallas office is beautiful. They have a whole closet full of snacks. Our desk, our stand-up desk, the chairs were comfortable. And I'm not saying this just to say it, I'm saying it first to brag, but then to show how service and detail oriented they are to recruit people to come to work at Haskell. The standards of perfection in the BDC team are high. I am impressed of the level of organization the team has, the level of where to ask, where to go for information. They have documents that outline how everything is done. The preparation for every single item is quite detailed. Every Monday, we have a meeting where everybody in the team, in the VDC team, gives out their reports of what they're gonna do that week. And whenever somebody needs help, there's always someone that is able to answer questions or to help them. I was able to talk to some of our BDC interns that were in the Dallas office and know how it worked. They have complete trust that we are gonna do the work and we're gonna do it right. I learned how to ask better questions every single day, to bring up the information, to use the resources they have, and to always do my best to answer my questions before I go to anybody. And whenever I did go with an unresolved questions, they were able to show me details, how to solve it. Our managers here, the team, the leadership team, are well versed in the software, in the processes of using a BIM to solve any issue. And that is something that amazed me. Something else that was eye-opening to me was the use of Microsoft Teams. I expected for most of my communication to be by phone messages, phone calls, but everything was done in Teams. Every meeting, every message, everything was done through Teams. And I saw how this team knew how to effectively communicate. If something was able to be done with screenshots and text messages, it was done that way. If something could be done by getting a meeting and then adding specific people and removing specific people because they don't need to be there, they were able to do that, therefore making things efficient. I was able to work in different projects all over the United States and in different aspects of the project. I will say 50 to 60% of my work was done doing clash detection. Clash detection We have done this in the classes that we have at BYU Idaho. But the way they do it here, they use a different software to create reports and to give those reports to the modelers all over, either in Haskell itself or the other contractors that are modeling items. That was pretty much 50%, and it was detailed. And when I say detail, I don't mean that they clash and marked every single clash. They focus on understanding which clashes will cause the biggest issue. If something was easy and didn't need to be detected at that moment, it was left behind. That way, saving time to focus on harder and more difficult clashes that needed to be addressed as soon as possible. Another big part of what I did during my internship was using a website called Assemble. In this website, we were able to upload our models straight from Revit and give every item their assembly code if they didn't have one. And from there, created views by discipline: architectural, concrete, structural steel, and then also create views on each of those. And from there, we were able to create Excel sheets. And in those Excel sheets, we had every single item, which its quantity. And that way, we were able to facilitate the estimating process straight from the model to an Excel sheet and send them out for every single thing to be estimated. I found that to be quite smooth and making things easier rather than trying to measure things on Bluebeam on a 2D plans. We worked a lot on 4D animations. I was able to help model items that will be used in 4D animations. This team uses Lumion, and they're starting to experiment with a software called Twinmotion. Twinmotion is the little brother, but it's still pretty powerful for the Unreal Engine. If you like video games, you probably have heard of it. This Unreal Engine is able to create quite detailed and realistic scenes for video games, movies, and Twinmotion is just a subsection of that we can use for architectural, and it's easier to understand, and you can make things faster but more realistic. They experimented with that for a project in Orlando for a hospital, children's hospital, and they won the project. And I'm happy because a lot of the work I did there was in the model, was in the 4D animation. And I was able to use all types of skills that I learned at BYU Idaho, Revit specifically, but also SketchUp. And I was happy to use SketchUp. It made me proud because it is something I had learned last semester. So I was able to implement it right away. Some of the things I wish I would have known was the abbreviations of different systems, of different materials. I had to use a lot of Google to figure that out because it was hard to remember some of the abbreviations. Something else that I will focus on as I carry on is to understand plans, read them, and make them, because I struggle to see 2D when I'm so used to making things 3D. Something else was making sure that I've done this pretty well the last month, but from the beginning, I wish I could have communicated even more. Communication, specifically being in the Dallas office when everybody, 90% is at the Jacksonville office, that is crucial for my managers over there and the team over there knowing what I'm doing here in Dallas. I gotta say, I'm thankful for this opportunity. I want to come back to Haskell. I want to show them, hey, I know you saw me as a beginner intern, but after a couple semesters at BYU, I got this more. I can carry on. I can make things better. And I'm excited. This has proven my concept that BDC is something I want to keep doing. And I'm happy to be part of this internship, of this company, and of BYU.